بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه من والاه. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this second session of the webinar today, Make My Summer Productive. My name is Muhammad Faris. I'm the founder of ProductiveMuslim.com, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to start your online Islamic venture. We're going to get practical tips about how to get your online Islamic venture from being an idea to a full-fledged online organization, inshallah. Brother Tushar spoke to you earlier on about using your time productively in the summer. And one of the most productive ways to use it in today's world is to open up an online Islamic venture that will help you and help others, and also support the good da'wah work in this ummah today, inshallah. So how do you start your online Islamic venture? There are 6 stages that you need to go through. 6 stages that if you follow through, you will have an organization. Now, I want to be clear from the beginning. When I say an online Islamic venture, I mean that you have a proper organization, not just a blog or just a simple website or a forum. I want you to have a full-fledged organization. So let's take the 6 steps today. First of all, you start off with ideas. I'm going to talk about each stage in the following slides. And then you develop your brand. And then you build your website. And then you build your products. And then you share in using social networking tools. And finally, you recruit a team and build an organization. Now, I have a guarantee. My guarantee is twofold. The first fold says that you can do all of this in less than 6 months. Now, you might say, I only have 3 months for the summer. No worries. The most critical months of starting up an online Islamic venture is the first 3 months. Once those first 3 months or first 2 months are in place and you've done your homework and you've worked really hard, the rest is much, much easier. So within 6 months, you can have a fully fledged organization that is an online Islamic venture. Secondly, the total cost guaranteed less than $100. So you're going to have to invest at least or minimum or maximum $100 into your organization. What does this mean? It means that all this stage, from ideas all the way to building a team, will only cost you $100. It can cost you more and it can cost you less, but I'm saying you can comfortably have a good website and a good online Islamic venture for $100 or less. So let's get started. Now, ideas. Any Islamic venture will have to start off with ideas. And you might have no clue what to do. Or you might be already ahead of and you already have an idea of what to do. But regardless, always make sure that you have the following principles in place. Number 1, that any idea is a good idea. Don't discard an idea. Don't say that's stupid or that doesn't make sense. Write it down. Make sure you write it down. Get a journal and write your ideas down. Any idea is a good idea. Even if you have an idea already, make sure you write it down and expand on it. Do a little mind map to see if your idea makes sense and see how your idea can grow into something that is a proper organization. So any idea is a good idea, and write down your ideas. Thirdly, choose an idea. So if you have a million ideas or 100 ideas, choose one that excites you. Choose one that really makes you feel, I want to continue doing this for the rest of my life and I won't get bored. That's the idea you want to go for. Now, sometimes I just took back to the point about how to generate ideas. I recommend a very, very good technique. If you're not sure what you're going to do, just write down a list from 1 to 100 and then write down any idea that comes to your mind, but you have to make sure that you have 100 ideas on paper. It's a very, very powerful technique called the 100 list. Basically, you ask yourself a question: what Islamic venture do I want to do? What online Islamic venture do I want to do? And then you write down 100 ideas, 1 to 100, 100 ideas. And then you choose one that excites you. Choose one that makes you feel, yes, this is the one I want to do. Assume no constraints. Don't say, oh, I can't do this. It's too hard. No money. No one's going to help me. This is just no one's going to believe in this. Assume no constraints. You are just at the idea stage. You're allowed to dream. You're allowed to take whatever idea you have and try it out. There's no harm. Finally, if you really want to have a proper idea generation session, I highly recommend have an early morning one. Wake up just before Fajr or wake up Fajr, pray Fajr, and stay after Fajr and sit down with a pen and paper and just write down ideas that come to you that morning. Those ideas in the morning, those ideas are normally the most blessed ideas. I'll tell you something. ProductiveMuslim.com, the idea of ProductiveMuslim.com came to me at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I sat down, I started writing, and all these ideas started flowing. So subhanAllah, sometimes a simple idea can really change the way you do things. And that's why I say any idea is a good idea. Make sure you write it down and make sure you choose one that excites you. So that's the first stage. The second stage is you build the brand. A lot of times people want to jump from the idea straight to designing the website, or from the idea straight to creating content. But what you want to do first is define who you are, what your organization will do, what your organization will not do, and just define your brand. Define who your target audience is. Define who will be who is this person? What does the organization stand for? Build the brand. Choose a cool or relevant name, right? Choose like Living Halal, Halal Buzz, Productive Muslim, Creative Muslims, The Muslim Blogger. All these really names which stick to our minds, names we know, 1,000 good deeds. Productive Muslima. All these names, Habiba Halaqas. There's so many names nowadays that become very common online because we've known them. They've built the brand. The websites have built the brand. So really choose a cool name. Choose a name that's relevant to what you're going to do. If you're going to do, for example, you're doing online halaqah, right? So choose something with the word halaqah in it, or knowledge center, something like that. If you're going to do something along the lines of maybe a software application which will help Muslims keep track of their salah, for example, choose something that's close to the word salah. So make sure you choose a cool, relevant name. Choose a name that will stick to people, a name that people will feel they'll love to mention you, they'll love to bring you up in their conversation. Secondly, check the domain name availability immediately. Once you thought of a cool name, just check you have a .com address. So the first thing, for example, I remember when the Productive Muslim idea came to my mind, the first thing I did was go to the domain registration websites. There are two main websites, there's 101 and there's GoDaddy, and you go to these and just click in, just type in your registration, just type in your domain name, say, for example, in my case, Productive Muslim, and I click, boom, available. Alhamdulillah, I quickly got and bought it. It costs you less than $10 to register a domain name per year. $10 only. So really check the domain name. Okay, so check the domain availability to make sure it's there. And if it's not there, I would actually highly recommend you to think of another name. I know sometimes it's really annoying if you can't find the name that you're looking for, but for the sake of having a successful brand, it's really important to have a .com address. So do find a domain name that is relevant and that has a .com address. Finally, do the 4-step setup drill. What is it called? If you have any idea, quickly open a Gmail account, a Facebook account, a YouTube account, and a Twitter account immediately. Don't wait. Just set up these 4 immediately. What this helps to do is you set up the foundation or the platform for your online Islamic venture. And I'm telling you, from the idea stage to building the brand, in less than 1 hour, you have it ready. Just set it up. Gmail, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, khalas, you're online now and you are an online Islamic venture that's ready to start. And finally, logo design. If you are able to, do get a logo design. If you're not able to, don't worry. It will come with time. ProductiveMuslim.com, it didn't actually start off with a logo. It started off just with a name. But after a while, a wonderful young man named Omar, he came to email me and said, I really love your website and I'd like to do a logo for you. I said, please go ahead. And mashallah, he came up with this beautiful logo that we have today, and he has since been a very close friend of mine. So logo design, again, is a very, very important element to have on board. So the total time for this, from ideas and building a brand is 1 week for the ideas to get the ideas down, and 1 week for building the brand. And the total cost so far, you have $5 maybe just to get the journal, to write your ideas down, and $40 here because you might spend $10 to buy the domain name and $30 to get maybe a designer to do a logo, a simple logo for you. Okay, so now you have a brand. The third stage is building the website. Now, regardless of what your online Islamic venture is, whether it's an online magazine, whether it's a software company, whether it is, for example, a community project, whether it's a charity project in your local area, whether it's your masjid project, no matter what it is, always start with a blog. Why? When you start a blog, what you're doing is you're testing the waters of your online Islamic venture. You're not going straight to having a full-fledged website and then no one really cares what you're doing. You're starting off with a blog just so you can write down your thoughts and build your thoughts, and you let other people see the development of your website. So start with a blog. Use blogging softwares. There's WordPress, which is free. There's Squarespace. This is the one Productive Muslim is using, squarespace.com. Use that. You can have a free version, and of course, as you upgrade your blog software, as your requirements upgrade, you can quickly pay more money to get that, to have your software, your blogging software, become more like a website. For example, Squarespace, the simple version is free, but as you need more requirements, if you need more tools, you pay more money. But once you start with a blog, you have a simple template where you can start recording your ideas and choose a template. WordPress has lots of really cool templates you can find online, templates you can find for free as well, really cool templates. Choose a suitable template that matches your brand, that matches your logo. And finally, connect to your .com domain name. So you've bought the domain name like productivemuslim.com, or for example, let's say you're starting a new halaqa called halaqa of, just think of a knowledge halaqa or something.com. Connect your blog, instead of being wordpress.halaqa.com, make sure you actually connect your domain name to your blogging software. So this means that now you'll have a website that goes .com and goes straight to your blog. What does this do? As soon as you have a .com domain name, it actually shows that you are serious. It shows that you are an organization. When you have, wordpress.something.com or blogger.iloveislam.com or something.squarespace.com, you really lose the people think you're just a blog, another blog, not serious, probably die within a few months. But when you have a .com domain name, people think this person is serious. Even if you start off as a blog, people know that you are serious. Finally, add social tools like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, right, on the website. So connect. So now you have you'll find WordPress themes and WordPress tools that you can add Facebook to it, YouTube to it, Twitter to it. Now, all of these, you might think, well, I'm not really technically savvy. I don't know how to do this. You can easily get online tutorials. You can see video tutorials, step by step, where to move your mouse to, where to click, where to press enter, and literally it'll tell you step by step how to choose a template, how to connect your .com address, how to add social tools. So they are there. Don't worry, if you don't know, you can always learn. Don't let this idea that I'm not technical, I've never been good at computers, disturb you. You can do it. It's really, really easy. It's almost like if you can use Microsoft Word, if you can use Microsoft Excel, if you can use PowerPoint, then you can definitely have a blogging software, online tool, and make it look really, really nice. So this stage, again, less than 1 week for you to set this all up. Maybe I say 1 week, maybe you need time to learn. If you already know this stuff, within less than a few hours, you can actually have a proper blog starting and your website is online. The cost of this, $10. The reason I said $10, maybe you have to spend $10 to buy a template which you really like, or maybe you spend $10, for example, with WordPress, I think they charge you $10 to connect your .com address, or maybe $10 for you to upgrade your blogging software to something much more suitable to your needs. So now, stage 3, you build the website. So you have an idea, you develop the brand, and you built the website. Now comes the testing phase. Now this phase, I haven't introduced it early as one of the main stages, but because this stage though is very, very important. The reason why I've added this stage is because sometimes, again, we love to rush towards providing whatever we're going to provide. Let's say you have a local community project, we love to rush and make sure that we have our first event or to fundraise. But what you want to do first is test the waters. Test to see who's interested in your work. You might be interested, but not everyone is interested in your work. Test to see if there are people who will be willing to sign up with you. So first of all, you need to add content consistently. So at your blog, at least on a weekly basis, but preferably on a daily basis, keep talking about your idea, your project. Was that, for example, let's say you have you have this concept you want to share with people, like Productive Muslim is a concept. So keep talking about it consistently and see if people are interested. Test your ideas. Test to see if people are interested. For example, you want to do a masjid forum, so you quickly start writing content about what this masjid forum would do, ideas masjid forum, how it should look like, and you invite some people to come and see this blog so they can give you some feedback. So always test your idea. Check the interest. Check to make sure people are interested and they're not just thinking, well, really, this is not something I'll be interested. And by the way, listen to your market. Listen to your market. Never ever assume what people want. Always try to listen to what the market wants and try to deliver something that will interest people. Get feedback, positive and negative. Be ready for criticism, and be ready for praise, and be ready to be able to understand why this feedback is coming through and how you can adapt to the feedback. Interact with your future customers, because they are the ones to start to email them personally and say, thank you very much for your email. Thank you for all ideas. For example, if they emailed you some ideas, say, thank you. You've emailed me lots of good ideas. How can we work together? How can we improve? Let us know. So keep interacting. Don't just ignore the emails. That's the worst thing you could do, is ignore the emails. Keep interacting with your future customers. And finally, keep improving. So this is the testing phase. And what the testing phase does is basically, as this cartoon suggests, is trying to move you from making wild guesses of how your online Islamic venture should be to making educated guesses. For example, let's say something like Al-Kawthar and Al-Maghrib Institute. It's they're very, very good platforms for learning. So they understood that what the West Muslims living in the West want is they wanted some weekend courses that are high impact and that are packed with knowledge, and they're very provided by quality instructors. So they provided this model to the world. Now let's say you have an online Islamic venture to take the model that Al-Maghrib and Al-Kawthar have and make it online by providing weekly webinars. For example, Seeker's Guidance has that, and other very famous websites who basically they listen to the market thing. People want to have Islamic knowledge, but they don't have the time during the week. So we can do like an online thing and record it for them and send it them by email. So you start to listen to what people want and tailor make it to what people want. So stop making wild guesses and start making educated guesses by basically testing all your ideas. Talking to people, surveys, questions, interviews, any way you can test, depends on your model, depends on what your venture is. Test always your idea. It costs you nothing, as this slide suggests, and you can do it within a month. So 1 month can be a good time for you to test, to go through the testing phase, get some feedback, and keep improving. Now back to the main stages. The fourth stage is developing the products. Now again, the reason why we might think, well, I have, let's say my online Islamic venture is simply having a nice blog that talks about uniting the ummah, for example, right? So something very simple. I don't need products, do I? Yes, you do. You do need to develop products. And the reason why you need to develop products is, number one, people see you as an expert in the field. The moment you develop products like website, CDs, ebooks, podcast, video courses, merchandise like t-shirts, pens, or a fundraise scheme for your local community project, you develop these products, people see you as an expert. They think, wow, this person is an organization, they are a reference in this field, right? So make sure that you develop products for your blog. It could be very simple. It could be, as I said, this suggests here, a full-fledged website of what you're going to do. Let's say you have an online halaqa, or you have a local project to support, for example, a poverty area in your city. So then you develop this support project for the poverty, and you make a fundraise scheme for that, okay? So you develop a full-fledged website with pictures, with videos, with what the people are doing, with what people are needing, and so on and so forth. CDs, they're not real CDs. You can actually record maybe webinars. You can record talks, interviews, things you have, and get those as products. Make them look nice online and get people to download them. Ebooks, again, very simple. They're just simply PDF files of well-designed PDF files of content in your that related to your project. It could be a podcast. It could be a video on YouTube, or video series on YouTube. Like, for example, we have the Friday Nasiha, the weekly Nasiha for productivemuslim.com. It could be online courses. Like, again, you can have like Seeker's Guidance. They have online Arabic courses, for example. It could be merchandise like t-shirts, like pens, like posters, right? Or inshallah, soon Productive Muslim might have a diary even. It could be a fundraise scheme. As I said earlier, with the idea of the charity, local charity project, you can literally have an area, like a charity drive, online charity drive, like we had for the World House Party Day. We have an online charity drive which raised more than £100,000. So all these products are important to give you that edge, that you are a reference in the field, that you are a proper organization in this field, that you're not just a random blog or a random Islamic venture. You are someone who's here to stay. You're someone who's here to make an impact. And also, the second important thing why you develop products is it's a potential financing and sponsorship package. Why? Because people now, you can sell your CDs, you can sell your ebooks, you can, have the donate button to help your local area. People will see the material and they might donate. So it's a potential way to raise funds for your website so that your funds and your website are self-sustaining. Now, I know some of you might think, well, I'm not comfortable making money doing an online Islamic venture. That is fine. However, if you want to have a cash flow neutral website, basically that your expenses are covered by the income generated by your website, then developing your products is important. If you're still uncomfortable making money from your products, what you can do is have sponsorship. So have people who've seen your work and they know that your work is making impact, have them sponsor your work. Now, this phase, developing products, again, will take you probably a month to write a book, an ebook, a month to develop, to record a CD and a series and make them look nice, maybe a month to develop a merchandise item and get them printed. It will cost you around $30. I'm saying roughly 30, maybe $30 to $50 to be completely honest, just to develop these issues. If you find very good and reasonably priced designers, you can do it for $30. Now, of course, these prices are not, I'll say, market prices. I'll say that this is like on the cheap scale a bit. So if you want to really go upscale, you can develop an ebook up to $200, $300 if you want to. So you can really upscale yourself. But I'm saying if you want to be, just the bare minimum, you can comfortably have a $30 product development, inshallah. Stage 5 is when you share your work. So now you've had your idea, you've developed your brand, you've built your website, you've tested the waters, you have the products. Now it's about time to let the world know about you. So sell your products is one idea, or share your products. Share your articles that you've written. Meet the online world. Make meetings. Set up meetings with bloggers and people who have similar work with you. For example, let's say you're doing a fundraising project, then maybe connect with some Islamic Muslim charity organizations. If you have an online halaqah, maybe connect with some of the Islamic online courses providers. Meet the online world, meet the people, open the Facebook fan page and get people to sign up with you. Meet the online world, talk to people, email people, and just even have Skype meetings with people. Just don't be alone. Don't close yourself behind closed doors and close your online virtual world as well. You need to really be out there to sell your products, to share your articles, to sell your content. That's why I said if your idea really excites you, you want the whole world to know about it. So make sure the whole world listens to it. At least the online world should. Email organizations, potential partnership. Think about ways how you can work with other partners. For example, productivemuslim.com, for example, has partnered with Brother Tushar, who is the time management expert. We can think of other partners. We've partnered with FOSIS, the Federation of Student Islamic Societies in the UK. These organizations, again, because they add to our work, we add to their work extremely well. We're very, very good partners. So then your work becomes even more visible to the online world. So make sure you develop partnership, email organizations, and literally at this stage you go crazy with emails, you go trigger happy. But don't do this stage if you haven't developed a product, if you haven't developed a website, if you haven't even developed a brand yet. A lot of times you have great ideas and you keep emailing people, hey, I have this great idea. Okay, show it. The reply is, show us the work and then we'll listen to you. And this is a mistake that I personally got involved with when I first started with productivemuslim.com. I started emailing lots of people. So yeah, I've got this great idea. Can I write for your magazine? Can I do this with you? And everyone's thinking, dude, do you have even a website yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. And then the same people now that are emailing and they responding back saying, yes, we're happy to work with you. So it's very important that you should email organizations and potential partners who actually, after you've built your brand, your website, and your products. Develop a mailing list. This is, again, a very, very important step. So now you're at the stage where you have content, people like your content, and people want to be regularly subscribed to your content. So open a mailing list. It will cost you $15 to sign up to for a mailing list above 500 people. So open up a mailing. MailChimp.com is a great website that you can have to develop a mailing list. Again, you can go to MailChimp.com. Go see their tutorials. Even if you have never, ever developed your own mailing list, go to MailChimp.com. There's wonderful video tutorials there, really funny tutorials as well, for you to sit down, learn about how to get people signed up, how to add a sign-up form to your website, and so on and so forth. And you can actually have people sign up to your mailing list. Finally, hold free webinars, just like this one, right? Think about these webinars that we're holding. What do? They make the organization more well known. They raise the profile. People think the credibility of the organization increases. They think, wow, these guys, hopefully this is a very good content. So people think, wow, these guys have good content. So it makes the organization and the website and the venture more credible. So now you are really at the peak of your level. You're selling your products, you're sharing your articles, you're meeting the online world, you're developing a mailing list, and you're holding free webinars, and you're just, you are at your maximum in terms of your organization. You reached the pinnacle of the maturity or the growth of your organization. Now is the time to recruit a team. Now the first question that comes to your mind is, why is this the last step? Why is this the last step? Think about it. There's actually they say if you're an entrepreneur, the first thing you should do, especially if this is the first time that you've ever built a website or the first time you get into any business, you make sure that you understand every aspect of the business. So if you're the first time to start up a business, if this is the first phase to start up a business, then make sure this is the first time make sure you get involved everything from invoicing to marketing to delivery to creation of project to strategic to partnership to interview. Everything, get involved with everything, and then recruit a team and delegate. Why? Because remember, this Islamic venture has started off with you, and you need to understand every aspect of it so that then you know why you need to recruit a team. Maybe something might not need a whole team member. Maybe something does not need maybe something that you cannot do as well as others. So you know that you need a team member here. But make sure you try it out first. So especially for those who've never built a website before or who've never had an online Islamic venture before, make sure that you at least, get involved in the first few days. Get involved in the first couple of months, because you need to know your business inside out. You need to know how to run your website, how to add articles, how to add tabs, how to open a Facebook and use Facebook very well, how to use YouTube, how to use a mailing list, how to develop your product, how to make an ebook, how to make a CD. Just learn these things so that then you can delegate and then you can recruit a team, and you'll know how things should run. Right? So it's very, very important that the recruiting of a team comes at the last stage after you have learned the skills that you need to learn. So tap into your fan base when you want to get some teams. Ask your fan base, who wants to become member of ProductiveMuslim.com. By the way, we actually are looking for productive Muslims in the UK for our UK team, inshallah. So if you're interested, go to our website and download the job description and send us an email. So recruit diehard fans. Recruit fans who really, really, really love your work and who really shout out for your work, and really, the people who want to work with you. So recruit the diehard fans. They are the ones who are passionate about your idea just as much as you are, and sometimes even more. And subhanAllah, alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed me with a wonderful team within ProductiveMuslim.com who are really passionate about ProductiveMuslim.com, and they're even sometimes even more passionate than myself. And mashallah, may Allah bless them and reward them. They have done an excellent job. So recruit the diehard fans, those who really feel passionate about your work. Have job descriptions. Make sure you know exactly what you want of them. And this relates to my first point. The idea is recruit a team after you know every step of the organization. After you know everything to do with the organization, recruit a team because you'll know exactly what they should be doing. So for example, let's say you've never ever done marketing before and you're asking someone to do marketing for you. Okay, how do you know if their marketing is excellent? You have no idea, right? You have no idea how to measure it. You have no idea what's involved. You have no idea what different areas they should look at. But if you yourself have been involved, and you yourself have researched, and you yourself have really understood this field, then when you develop your job description, you know exactly the type of person you want. You know exactly what they should be doing. So have job descriptions. And finally, keep it professional. Whenever you have a team, make sure you have a professional relationship with your team. Why? Because as soon as we start, unfortunately, most Muslim organizations are plagued with unprofessionalism. Either when you have meetings, they don't start on time and there are issues, there's no agenda, there's no decision making, things are just really wishy-washy, nothing is clear, there's no clear strategy, there's no clear way of working, no one knows what they're supposed to do. And there's no action points coming out of any meeting. So you have to keep it professional. You have to treat your team as professional. And if you set the tone from day one with your team that things will be professional, you'll have an excellent professional team. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a good time, but keep it professional so that things get done professionally. And make sure you ask for the highest standards for your team. So now the 6 stages. You had the idea, get a journal for $5. Within 1 week, fill up the journal ideas and choose one that excites you. Build the brand, right? You build the brand, so you'll need $10 to buy the domain name and $30 to develop the logo. You build the website, a WordPress website, maybe spend $10 to connect your .com account. Or with a Squarespace website, you might spend another $10 to have a much more robust blogging software. Again, all so far 3 weeks. And to be honest, you can actually do all these 3 stages in less than 3 days. If you've become really familiar with these stages, you can do them in less than 3 days. Testing phase, this is the critical phase. You spend at least 1 month to test your ideas by blogging constantly, by talking to people, by getting some feedback. The products, $30 to develop a product at least. It'll take you maybe a month to refine the product, make sure it looks nice. Share your articles, build a mailing list, sell your products, talk to the online world, email organizations, build your team and spend time building a team. Maybe it'll take you a month to have a full-fledged team. So far, a total time of less than 6 months and a total cost of $100 exactly. So these are the 6 stages to build your online brand and your online Islamic venture. You can easily now have an Islamic venture that is A, professional, B, that is providing quality content, and 3, that is a reference in your area. Now, it doesn't stop there. What would happen now is that it grows. So first you start off with the idea, and then you went to a brand, you develop a brand, and then you built a website, and then you have products, and then you share your ideas, and finally recruit a team. But it doesn't stop there. And then the team will have an idea, and the team will develop the brand further. Then the team will develop your website further. Then the team will have products and develop products. Then the team will do even better job in sharing with other people, and then they recruit even more people. And the circle of growth keeps going. The cycle of growth keeps going. You just keep on growing and growing and growing, and it doesn't stop. But then what? Unfortunately, it's interesting that no one talks about this stage. Everyone tells you how to get to the top, but no one tells you what happens when you get there. I'll give you a little sneak peek, inshallah, today. First of all, your dream sometimes can go bigger than you. Sometimes your dream becomes bigger than the dreamer. Your organization, which your little baby, as they say, grows so big that they need to leave the nest. Okay, so remember that sometimes, as with the cycle of growth, things will keep growing. So you have your personal venture. What became was something about you is now an organization. And you have 3 choices. Either you reinvent yourself and you reinvent your organization and make it relevant and make sure that you yourself are not an obstacle to the growth of the organization. Number two, either you also let go. You realize that the organization has reached a stage where you need to let go of it so that it can grow further. Or if you don't want to reinvent yourself, if you don't want to let go, if you're holding on, and if you're not adding any value, then watch it fail. A lot of times, unfortunately, we've seen great organizations. They fail because the person at the top, the person who started it all out, did not add value and was an obstacle to the growth of this organization. So you need to always reassess yourself, reassess your role. You need to always look in and say, am I really adding value, or am I being a constraint to the growth of the organization? And if you cannot reinvent yourself, then you need to delegate to somebody to manage it for you, and to asking them to take it somewhere further, to take the organization further. And you might play a more backseat role, or you can sit down and watch it fail. What this means is that it's very important that you need to build a system. When you start getting into online ventures and online Islamic ventures, you'll hear a lot about building a system that's independent of you. What this means is that your products, that whole cycle, this cycle which we spoke about this cycle here, this cycle becomes something that's independent of you. Remember, I said to you that the team develops the brand, the team develops the website, the team develops products, the team share, the team recruit more people. Now you've built an organization that's independent of you, that it can survive without you, that if you drop dead today, you'll continue even if you're not there. That's where we need all our online and offline Islamic ventures to go from now on. We're tired of being individualistic, that things revolve around a certain person or revolve around a certain people. It should be something that's independent of you. And as one very famous motivational speaker said, greatness is what starts with you and ends with other people. That's where you need to go. So my advice to you is when you build your online Islamic venture, always keep in mind the bigger picture. Don't be selfish, and think about how you can continually add value and how this organization can be something great and it can last for 100 years after you're dead. It shouldn't be something that stops with you. It should be something that starts with you and ends with other people. Inshallah, now I hope you enjoyed this session. And now I'm going to have a Q&A session with myself and with Brother Tushar regarding the two sessions early on. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.